We've all been in situations where we've had to try and figure out what makes different women tick. You've probably gone out with a nice girl and you guys seem to have a lot of fun, but suddenly she changed and started avoiding you. What happened? Well, one thing for sure is that something's turned her off. The big question here is what? Well, it turns out there are several things that, if not handled correctly, can mess up a perfectly good thing. So, think of it like cracking a secret code to avoiding relationship mishaps. But in today's video, we're going to be showing you 7 of the biggest turnoffs for women. Avoid them and let those sparks fly instead of fizzle out. 1. Being overly sensitive. Now, you've been told that it's totally cool for a man to embrace his emotions and express them, right? It's like wearing your heart on your sleeve, and that's a beautiful thing. But what happens when you actually do that in real life? What actually happens when you take things personally or get offended easily? It's like pouring too much hot sauce on your tacos. It's just too much hot sauce on your tacos, especially for women who are naturally emotional beings. So, believe me when I say that you should swap positivity for self-love. Rather than going around getting annoyed over every little thing, walk with the idea that you're in control. Picture this. You're a hero of your own story. You're not the sidekick. Feeling a bit shaky is okay. It's like a roller coaster ride. But if you're insecure about every little thing, that is a ride you want to get off of. So swap your insecurity for some self-love. Trust me, it's the winning recipe. You are unreliable. Let's say you promised to take her on a vacation. You guys closed off on that plan, but when it was time to deliver, all she got was excuses. Listen, there is nothing worse for a man than being someone who makes promises and everyone knows he won't keep it. Remember, reputation is worth more than silver and gold, and that is true for businesses just as it is true for relationships. It's okay to break a few promises, in which case she's like, that's so unlike him. It's like being caught in a rainstorm. Little wet is better than drenched and clueless. But don't you ever become an unreliable guy. Also, you can avoid this by keeping your mouth shut, making little promises. No matter what you do, try to understand that being reliable is a characteristic of a high-value man, and your lack of it means you have less value. Also, understand that your woman wants a partner, not a passenger. So be that rock that she can rely on. 3. Acting too aggressive. Think of too much aggression as dancing. Too much force and you'll step on some toes. Yes, you're gonna need some aggressiveness to act, but too much of it means that you've lost control. And that's never a good look for any man. You always have to be in control, and that includes controlling your aggression. You need it to work for you, not against you. Now, not being too aggressive also means that when you're in a new relationship, you don't ask for sex on your first date. You can rest assured that no matter how badly she wants you, this kind of act will most certainly turn her off. Timing matters, and so does manners. Manners maketh man, as they say. Also, another type of aggression that turns women off is when a man complains. If you're the kind of guy going on about how tough wife is or how pricey everything got, it's like showing up at a party with a rain cloud over your head. Nobody needs that. Keep your complaints to yourself, as well as the blame game. At the end of the day, no one likes a victim. So, here's the thing. Avoid losing your cool and avoid being too forward or demanding. And remember, positivity's magnetic. So throw on a smile, dance through the challenges, and make life a party worth attending. Being a bad kisser, being boring. I'm sure that you've heard a lot of women love men who know how to kiss, but you probably don't know how much or the other fact that they really don't like men who can't kiss. So here's a fact. It's scientifically proven that kissing makes people happy as it causes the brain to release a bunch of chemicals, including oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin. These are chemicals that make you and me happy. So why won't women crave someone who's a good kisser? Yeah, women want a man whose kisses scream passion, not bleh. You see, it's not just about lips meeting. It's about how much goodness you can make her feel. So if you have to go learn how to kiss, you'd be a bit closer to sweeping her off her feet. But then, while you're working on your lip game, make every time with her a fun, quality time. No one likes to be bored, especially women, so keep things interesting, not just for her, but for both of you. Let's say you guys want Netflix and chill. Well, find a flick that you both enjoy. Or you can play a game or something. But it's important that she's not bored and you're not bored either. So now we're about halfway through the video. Why don't you hit the subscribe button and support the channel? Do the same for the like button if you're enjoying the video. All done? Let's get back to the list. Being too agreeable. If you're the guy who nods along to everything and turns into a human echo, it's like being stuck on repeat. No woman wants a clone. They want a real human being, and more precisely, a real man. Now, I know that some of you think being easygoing is the golden ticket, but here's a twist. Most women want a man with his own flavor. Yes, they will still compare you with the Johnsons down the block, but trust me, if you're stupid enough to agree and try and be like the Johnsons, not only will it not fit, but she will still leave you. Yeah, have opinions, take the lead sometimes, and show her you've got the power moves. Think about it this way. If you're not playing your part in the dating game, then it not only means that you're not with your A game, but you've got no game at all. So take a stand, and while you're at it, take the initiative. Make moves that she won't expect. Stop giving away your power. If you let her run the entire show, it's like being in a play where you're just an extra. You gotta understand that women dig a man who stands tall, not somebody who's in the background. Acting insecure. Insecurity turns off women in probably the worst way possible, the quickest way possible. But how? Well, if she's the type that loves to care for the world's victims, she'd still have you around all the while chilling with real men. That way, you're just a sidekick, and because you're not free, you'll never be able to grow. That's how bad being insecure can be around women. You can't afford to be like that. Speak your mind and understand that honesty and the ability to do what you need is not wrong or abnormal. So yeah, believe it when I say that being confident and honest isn't just attractive, it is downright sexy. So if your girl seems to be interested in another guy, your next move shouldn't be to go full Green Hulk. Understand that as long as you continue to grow, what belongs to you cannot be taken from you. If it's taken, then it was never yours. Being ignored and bad hygiene. A lot of women today have huge egos, and Beyonce's hit song Irreplaceable only worsened that issue. So what happens is, unless you're able to stand out as a high-value man very quickly, women easily get turned off when they're ignored. So let's say you guys went on a date and she's there telling you about her work and background, and you keep getting distracted and ignoring her. Bro, you're gonna lose her. And that's because if she agreed to go out with you, it's because she's looking for a good time, and a woman who's ignored is not having a good time. But what's worse than not having a good time with the dude? Encountering a mysterious aroma from a pigsty, complete mood killer. There is nothing that screams low-value man than a bad hygiene, bad breath, onion, garlic, bad BO, onion, garlic. That is the villain here, bud. So if you're constantly rocking an unpleasant scent, it's a red flag saying, visit a doctor. Jeez. So here's the thing. Pay attention, be consistent, and bring your A game to the hygiene department. The shower, a clean shave, and a nice male cologne can work wonders. And that's it, my dudes. 7 biggest turnoffs for women. Do yourself a favor and avoid them. Also, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Love to help. Also, you can learn more in the next video.